Hello, hello. Welcome to this morning's workshop. I'm just going to make sure that the video is loading. There it is. Great. So sorry for my voice. I'm gonna try my best to get through the workshop. But yeah, caught a cold, and after teaching a workshop and a party yesterday, my voice is like, that's it. Hi there, welcome. I was just saying that I was teaching a workshop and then I also ran a children's party yesterday, and I was already a bit under the weather, and now my voice is like, that was enough. So I'll do my best in the workshop, but I am feeling a little bit under the weather. I'm here nonetheless. I would never miss or delay a workshop or anything. So here I am. I've got my tea, and then I'll just wait a few minutes for some others to join before we get started and stuff. So yeah, let me know how you're doing, if you're getting ready for half term. We've got just one more week and then it's our half term. And I've been doing all the Valentines. Oh, thanks, Kate. Yeah, it's always one of those things that, like, of course, I'm losing my voice on the workshop weekend and stuff. So I just need a duvet day. Yeah, we're doing loads of Valentine's crafts lately. Yesterday I did the workshop for these bracelets. So you can make like heart pattern friendship bracelets. So I've actually just posted the video on YouTube this morning, and it's also on the blog on the website. So you've got the photo instructions and the video workshop on that blog post. So if you need something else to do this weekend, go for it. This is the one I started yesterday. So I'm going to finish that, and I've got this one to do as well. So I just thought I'd let you know that is ready to go. There are about 15 people who've got kits for this workshop, so I'm not sure who else is joining live, but I'll just get started because I'm aware that my voice will not last for very long. So I'll just clear my area and turn you around. 2 more weeks. Yeah, I think our school is like the only one with half term, like it's over Valentine's week. So I think everyone else is end of February. So I'm not sure why. We just have the odd week. All the other holidays are the same thing, I think, to all the other schools, but our half term is the week after next. So I'm already getting all the little bits together for the kids, how I'm going to keep them occupied. Yeah. Okay, let's turn you around. I'll just get you organized here. So I've got all my bits and bobs. There we go. I think that will be good. Hello, if you're just joining. Okay. There we go. Okay, so today's project are the little heart charm necklaces. So everyone should have 2 tassels. So I didn't have enough tassels to give 4 for everyone. So yeah, so just 2 will have the tassel charms, and then I'll show you some ways that you can kind of personalize them with some more embroidery and stuff. So hello if you are just joining. So sorry about my voice. Sounds like I ate a frog or something. But I'm gonna do my best, and I might just have to re-record this workshop later in a few weeks. Okay, so everyone should have 4 little hearts, couple tassels. I've got my little tub of beads here as well. Some cord for the necklace bit, needle and thread, and then you need scissors, and then you should also have some stuffing as well. So I'll make one with you that's just like plain. We'll just stitch one heart together so I can show you how to attach the cord and the bead and the tassel. And then I'll show you an idea for how you can like personalize it, maybe with some initials or like a little daisy. I've just got like a box of, so it's really close. Just brought my box of like spare embroidery threads. So if you have any like other embroidery bits, you can get them and use them for like adding like personalization and stuff. Hi Elaine, hi Amy. I was just saying to the others, I've got a cold, and yesterday I was doing a children's party and a workshop, and now my voice is like done. So I'm just gonna do my best today. I'm gonna make this a little bit higher. There we go. Okay, so the first thing, I'm gonna go for the hot pink heart. So you can choose any color that you want. You might want to go by the bobbin. You'll see you've got 4 colors of thread on the bobbin. Whichever one is like at the end, maybe start with that one, because that will be the easiest one to pull off. So you should have about 1 meter of thread in each color. So I'm just gonna measure mine out. So you don't need to cut it, just take the whole length off, and we're going to thread our needles. So just get my needle here, thread it through. There we go. And then just tie a knot at the end here. So I'm just going to wrap it round once. You are all like pros at threading your needles by now, doing all the workshops. I've got my heart. Get one of my cords here. There we go. Okay, has everyone got a threaded needle making your knots? Ready to go. We're going to just do the overstitch around the outside of the heart. We're going to start, if you're left-handed, you can start over here and go around this way. We want to leave the gap for the stuffing on one of the flat edges. So if you're right-handed, start over here and go around like that. Okay. So I'll sew right-handed so that I'm nice and slow. So I've got my thread, I've got a knot. So with all of our projects where we're stitching around the edge, I'm just going to lift up the top layer and then just go up from the bottom and pull, and all the way until the knot can be like tucked inside there. So with the overstitch, you always want to remember up from the bottom and pull. It's the only thing you have to do for the overstitch. So we're going to stitch all the way just to the, I don't know, this is the point, the opposite part, this part in the little hump part of the heart. We're just going to stitch to there, and that's when we'll attach our cord. Okay, so we'll just do a few stitches to go around. So just hold your 2 hearts together, up from the bottom, and pull, and we're just going to work our way around the heart. So just hold it together, up from the bottom, and pull. And the beauty of these cut shapes is that they're both going to be exactly the same, so they should line up really well. And we're just going to stitch around until we get to that point. So up from the bottom and pull. up from the bottom and pull. Hi, if you're just joining, and we've just started. So I've just chosen to start with the bright pink, but you can pick any color that you want from the kit. And we are starting with the overstitch to go around our heart. And we're just sewing to here so that we can attach the cord. So just working our way around like this. So up from the bottom and pull. And pull. So I'm nearly there. So I'm going to do one more stitch right in that log center bit there. And I'm ready to attach the cord. So I've tried to make this project as simple as it possibly can be because you've got 4 to make later. So I thought I'd make it really simple, and then they're cute little necklaces you can gift to your best friends for Valentine's or their birthday or whatever. So with this cord, I've got the 2 ends on this side. So I'm just going to like pinch it so I know where's the middle bit. And there's nothing like no special knot or anything. I'm just going to hold it onto the heart and do a stitch, and it will just attach it like that. So you can do a couple little stitches there just so it's nice and attached. Maybe do one through the rope and it should be nice and attached there. Pull that through. Maybe do one more there. Just a couple stitches so it's attached. And then we can keep going. So the tassel and the bead are attached to the rope, so we can just add them later. So once you've got a few stitches there to secure the little cord, you can just keep going with your overstitch around the heart. And we're just going to go around. There we go. It's a really miserable day where I am at the minute, so it's really good. We've got this sewing workshop to keep us busy. And I'm just going to go. Sorry, I've switched to my left hand here. So just keep going around and around until you get to here, and then that's where we're going to stuff it. So sewing around. So always up from the bottom and pull. And I'm nearly at the little point there. Up from the bottom and do one stitch right at the bottom there. Switch to my other hand and then just do one stitch on the other side. And as long as you've got a little hole there, you can add a little bit of stuffing just to give them a little bit of like a pillowy pillowiness. There we go. So once you've stitched around, secured your cord and around the other side, just do one stitch at the bottom and then one stitch on this side, and then you're ready to stuff. So I'll just grab some stuffing. And you don't need very much for these little tiny hearts, so I'm just going to pull a little bit off. Squidge it up and just stick it in, stuff it on this side first. There we go. And then I'll stuff this other side as well. So you can see it's already full. I haven't put very much in there and it's already nice and squishy. There we go. Tuck these in like that. There we go. So just enough so that it's got a little bit of like padding, so it's not flat. And then to sew it up, you're just going to hold the edges together and then just finish up with your over stitch. So just hold it together. Yeah, maybe I can fit a little bit more in. And just sew it up, and I'll show you how to do the knot to finish it off. There we go. We're going to have a nice stuffed heart. There we go. So everyone should have enough thread to go all the way around and do your knot. So up from the bottom, I'll switch hands here. Up from the bottom and pull, and then you're nearly done. See, I told you it was a really quick little project. Nearly done. So I've got my last little stitch there. Ready for the knot. So I've gone all the way around now. My little heart is nice and squishy. If you have like little wool bits sticking out, you can always just like carefully cut them or just pull them out if you've got little bits there. Okay, to make the knot, to finish off our first little heart, we're just going to go up from the bottom. And instead of pulling it all the way tight, I'm just going to send my needle through the loop. And that makes a little knot. So I'm going to do that 2 times. So go again in the same place. And instead of pulling it all the way tight, I'm just going to send it through the loop. And then to hide the little thread, just going to pop it through there. And cut. Okay, so to add a tassel and bead, so all the tassels, I've added like little jump rings for you to make them really easy to thread on. So you've got a little ring there, so you can just feed that through one of the cords, feed that on. And then for the beads, I've put them through both of the cords. So 2 necklaces will have tassels, but you've got beads for all 4 of them. So just decide which colors you want on which ones, and it just goes like that. So I've put the bead through both cords. The tassel can just go through one. And that's how you attach them. And then there's a couple ways you can do the knot at the top. So you can either do just like an overhand knot. So just loop it over and put your tails up through the bottom and pull. But you can also do a knot which makes it like sliding. So that's what I've done on these. So you know those bracelets and stuff we had as kids for the mums, and those like neon ropes, and you could slide them bigger and smaller. So these kinds of knots are really easy to tie. So I'll show you how to do that. And then you can make it adjustable. So I'll show you how to do that, but if it's a bit complicated for you, you can just do the overhand knot. So one sec. Bring my chair closer. Okay, so to make the adjustable knot, just get your 2 ends. And if you need to watch this again on the replay, go for it. Because it did take me a little while to get it. So you want to imagine that your cords, how they will like overlap. So you've got this one going that way, this one going that way. So I'll tie this side first. So holding this one flat, and then basically tying a knot around that base rope. So how I do it is I just hold my finger there, I just wrap the other tail. I'll move that out of the way. Just wrap the other tail once around my finger, twice, and then this little tail needs to go through both of those little loops. So just hold them with the other hand. It's like the most fiddly knot, but it helps. That's how you make it adjustable. Just pull it out and tighten it. Then I've got one adjustable knot. So I'll show you that again on the other side. So you just do the same on the other side. So you're basically just tying 2 loops around the base cord, and then that tail just goes back and through. So I'll do the other side. So you just flip it around and you do the exact same thing. And it doesn't matter kind of where the knots are, because you can slide them and adjust them. So make sure you've got enough tail on this side. So you've got your base cord, which is what the knot slides down on. And then use the tail from the other end. So I just always put my finger on the base cord. Make sure I've got enough tail now. Finger on the base cord, and I'm just going to wrap it once, twice, and then this tail is just going to go under those 2 loops. So just slide it out and then just pop it under those 2 loops and then pull it tight. And that's how you make the adjustable knots. And then once you've pulled it tight, you can just trim those little bits off. But that is how you do the adjustable knots. So if you need to go back and rewatch that a bit later, go for it. But yeah, I was pretty happy with myself when I figured out how to do that. So you can make nice little adjustable necklaces like that. So there we go. First heart necklace done. I've got a little bit of thread left, so I might use this for the personalization on the next one. So I'll show you how to do that. I'll do it on the yellow because that thread kind of is nice and contrasting. So how did that go? Have we got a finished first necklace? What do we think? You've got some ideas for how to personalize your next ones? Can I get both threads through the cord? Please help. Threads through the cord, beads even. If your bead has a funny hole, you could always use a darning needle. Let's see what I've got around. Maybe it just needs, or with your sewing needle, maybe it needs a little cleaning out, or just thread it through one. It should go through there. Maybe some of the cord is thicker than some of the others. You could just do it through one. Yeah, or maybe just try with a darning needle if there's a bit of wood stuck in there, or if you've got a bigger needle that you could push it through with. I'm trying to look what I've got around here. Let's see. Yeah, if you've got a darning needle, maybe you can push it through with that, something like this. See if that goes through. No. It should go through though. Maybe it's a bit too thick. Maybe just put it through one cord on those ones. Yeah, and then just do the overhand knot, or you can do the adjustable knot after if you want to go back and rewatch that bit. So to personalize them, I thought I made one, but my daughter's lost it, this little red one. So I did one with a little happy face on it. So there's lots of different ways you could add other like elements to your heart. So if you've got like this is like a water erasable pen, so if I draw on my felt, if I use a bit of water, it will go away. Or like an air erasable pen, you could draw like a little smiley and stitch that. So that could look quite cute. Or if you know who you're going to gift your hearts to, you could add someone's initial. So I'm going to make this one for my daughter. So I'll do a nice big N on it, and I'll show you how to stitch that. So if you just draw out a letter, I'll do a little N. Or you could do anything that you can kind of stitch quite easily, like maybe a little star would be cute as well. So you could do just like a little star on one side. So you could just do one stitch for each of these and do some nice little decorations like that. Something like that if you wanted to add some more stitching to them. You can also keep them plain, but I thought I'd show you quickly how to do some other like embellishments. So I'll stitch this little N while you're finishing up your last little heart necklace. So if you've got letters like this, you can just use the back stitch. So just hold that. You can tie a knot at the back and just do a little back stitch to draw on the letter. So just follow along with your line if you want to do this kind of initial. So with the back stitch, it's always going up a little bit ahead and then sewing back. So I just wanted to give you a few ideas. If you wanted to add some more stitches to your hearts, you don't have to do it. I just thought it's like a nice to give you a bit of inspiration of what else to do with your hearts. If you wanted to add some little happy faces to them, little stars. So I'll just stitch this quickly so you can see what that looks like. Then I'll get a bit of water so I can erase the N underneath. So you don't need too many stitches for these ones. So that's how you could do a little initial on yours. There we go. Something like that. And then I just tie a little knot at the back to finish it off. And let's see if I've got a bit of water hanging around here. And then if you just do a little bit of water, if you've got this type of pen, the water will just make it disappear. So you can just dab a bit of water. Sorry, the camera is going all over the place. You could just dab a bit of water and the pen disappears. So let that sit a bit. There we go. So, so that's one way that you could personalize the hearts. You could add your friends' names on them, little initials. So I'll stitch another one with you. And then the eyes, if you wanted to do a French knot, that is like embroidery 2.0. So next level, I'll show you that. Let me just find some black. Let's see what I've got. I had a tin over here. I've got a little bit of black, so I'll show you how to do the face. So you could do the smile with a back stitch, just like with this one, and that's a really good stitch if you want to like make some little like pictures or like line drawings, or maybe you want to write love across it or something like that. So let me get my needle ready. I'm going to double my thread this time. So for the little eyes, you can just go up from the back, and then to make a French knot, you might need to watch this on the replay because it took me a little bit of practice. I'll see if I can do it right-handed, and that will be easier for everyone. Okay, so for the French knot, which makes a nice little eye, we can just go around once, twice, and then the needle just goes back down the same place that it came up. So you just hold that. It's really awkward to do in the opposite hand. And that will make a nice little knot like that. And you can also just go up from the back and then down, like how we do the little eyes on the mouse. So up and down a couple times to make a nice little eye there. So you don't have to do that, but it is a nice little way. So something like that. And then you can just stitch the little mouth. Yeah. So there's a few different ideas for you to try. I'll stitch this little yellow one together. I thought it's quite nice if you've got some time today, you can personalize the hearts and make them a little bit more unique. So I'll just measure out my thread. And we can do another heart together. So you have to think about some ideas. Maybe you want to do like a little daisies on them, or little stars, or you could do like a little rainbow would be quite cute if you had like 3 different colors, and you could do just 3 rows of back stitch on that. I think that could be quite cute. It's a good way to use up all those little thread bits from all the other workshops. I always save them in my box, and it's good when you just need a little bit of thread for that kind of project. So I've got my 2 little hearts, and I'm just going to do the same thing as I did before. So I'll just start over here. I'll sew it right-handed here. And just do the same thing. So you do the same for all 4 of your little hearts. Always remember to go up from the bottom. So if you want to work on like a little personalization, or you want to stitch along with me, it's totally up to you. It's not as structured as some of the other projects, because there's a little bit more like freedom in what you can sew onto your heart. So I'll just stitch along here. And just go around. Always up from the bottom and pull. So I'll sew this one together with you, and then I'll let you keep going on your own around the kitchen table, and you can put on some nice music so you don't have to listen to my croaky voice anymore. So there we go, just grab another little bit of cord here. There we go. Yeah, so with the cord again, it's like nothing complicated. You just hold it in place, then stitch over it. And just do a few stitches so it's nice and secure. There we go. And then you can keep going around the heart. Oops, I've got a little loop there. How's everyone doing with their second heart? Are you adding some personalization to it before you start, or what, have you got some ideas of what you might stitch onto the others? And just go around like that. So in this one I can still see a little bit of the blue, so I'll just add a little bit more water to it after, but it should disappear. This is what I use for all my little sewing projects. If you ever had a mouse kit, this is what I used to draw on the little mouse face. It's really good because it will just disappear when you add a bit of water to it and get right in there. There we go. A little bit on this side. Yeah, just like that. Then it dries really quick and then you cannot see, so it's like invisible. And just keep going around. There we go. And whenever you get to the point you're ready to stuff, so just give it a little bit of a flush, a little bit of wool. See if I can get that in there. I gave myself a really small hole this time, so it might be easier for you if you've got smaller fingers. You can get your fingers into the little hearts there a little bit easier than me. There we go. Add one more little bit. There we go. And then just sew up the hole. And that's how you'll make the other two hearts as well. So you could stitch maybe another heart shape on one, or if you've got some extra little felt bits, you could always add some little bits to it as well. But I think they're really cute and simple. There we go. And then the knot to finish it off again is always just like the overstitch. So you just go up from the bottom and then send your needle back through that loop. Up from the bottom and send your needle back through the loop. There we go. And then to hide it, I just fluff up my little pillow here. Fluff up my little heart. And then to hide it, you can always just send it through on the back so you don't see those little threads sticking out the side. Send it through the back and cut that. And then I've got another little bit of thread to use for another one. And then you can just add some heart, add some beads. Maybe you want to do one on one side, one on the other. Mix it up a little bit. There you go, 2 beads on that one. So yeah, there we go. So I'll show you, I'll finish off the little face and then let me know if you want me to show you anything else. I've got a little bit of black here to finish the little smile. And maybe I'll do a little rainbow on the green one because I had that idea and I was like, oh, that's actually a really good idea. So then I'll have a little sample I can show you for that. But feel free to just stitch at your own pace. I'll finish these up, and if you have any questions or any ideas of what you want to make next, I've got the next one ready. I think a few of you already have your kits for the heart brooches. So this project is going to be really good for like complete beginners. All the shapes are pre-cut on that project. Show us for how to secure the bead in place. We could go through when. Yeah, you could knot it. Let me just do it with one. Yeah, on these ones I just had them like loose, but you could add a little knot. So maybe if you've got it just through one. I haven't knotted this, so you could knot it like that. And just decide which side is the front, and then you'll have one string on the back of your heart. But I think that looks quite good. It's a good idea, Kate, to add a knot. How about that? Adding like a little overhand knot at the top there. Hold it in place like that. I think that's a good way to do it. I used 2 different types of cord, so one was a bit thicker than the other one, so how about that? And then you could add either tassel on the bottom there, or you could stitch on the tassel at the bottom here. It's totally up to you. I had these from a friend, gave them to me, who runs a jewelry company, and she was like, oh, I'm not using tassels anymore. Do you want them for your workshops? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I have all these like little tiny tassels. So I was like, oh, what can I add? Which project can I add little tassels to? And so I thought, oh, let's do little charm necklaces, and then we can use these little tassels. And I think they're really cute. But again, it was like the top was too small, so I had to add these little rings to them, and so I think they look really cute. I thought the pink and white worked well with the... Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, cool. So with the little smile, anything that's like a line, you can just use a back stitch to sew that. So always go up a little bit ahead and sew back. And again, I'll just use a bit of water to take away that little blue marker pen bit. And sew back. There we go. So you can make a little smiley heart if you want. So he's got 2 different sized eyes. All good. Oh gosh, a bit messy on the back. Well, no one will see that bit, so I think that will be just fine. So I just cut that. There we go. So there's one idea. You can have little smiley hearts, like little stars. And I'll do a little rainbow as well, because I thought that's a really cute idea. So just use my pen to draw out like the little arches. So if you've got like a little pencil, just don't do it too dark. So something like that, maybe like 3 rows. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. It's like quite faint. And I'll pick something out of my box here. So these are all different. Maybe this like peach. Or this pink. Pink, yellow, and what do we think? Pink, yellow, purple? Let's see here. Bit of a treasure trove in this box. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Pink, yellow. So maybe I've got a lighter purple. It might look a bit better. cut some off of this. Okay. Is anyone attempting a personalized heart, or what are you going to do for yours? Or are you just going to go for the plain hearts? So this is a bit of a thicker thread, so I'm just going to do one strand for that. So I know after all these workshops you must have some extra little thread hanging around. Okay, so just going to do the back stitch and try to stay on my little blue line here. It's hard to see, but I'll do my best. There we go. So for the back stitch, it's always up a little bit ahead of your line, and then you just stitch back to it. There we go. Oh, it's a bit tricky on this curved line, so maybe I do a bit smaller. There we go. And just work your way around. And just go around. And I just posted a few more ideas on the blog this morning of other like Valentine's crafts using some of the bits from the shop. So I did some little sweetie jars with the heart stickers, and there's a little heart garland as well, and some templates for cards on there as well. So I just thought I'd get all of those up. It's a bit of a wonky rainbow. I think my kids will appreciate it though, so I'll make one for them. A bit wonky. It's hard to do on those curved lines. There we go. I'll do another row. Maybe purple next. A jingle heart on ours. Oh. Yeah, if you have any other like beads and stuff, I think you could customize them even further. There we go. Add purple next. There's all sorts of things you could add to them. There we go. Up. I think I underestimated how tricky a rainbow would be. It's hard to do the curved. It was easy to do the end because it's just straight lines. It's tricky to do little curves, isn't it? You have to do smaller stitches around the curves, I guess. There we go. I'll have to show off our hearts in the group after, because I want to see that jingle heart. Oh, that sounds so cool. Let's see. Oops. There we go. There we go. Nice, easy morning of stitching. That's what I like the best. I'm already trying to figure out how I can take a little nap on my desk. Because I know if I go home, I will not get any rest. So I'm like, oh, I will just stay at the studio all day. I could use a little bit of a nap, so I'm like, see how I can manage that. So I got one more row on my rainbow, and then I'll let you go. I just need little bits of thread for these. You can also see a little bit of blue sky peeking out now. It was so windy last night, I woke up and could just hear the trees go shh all over. So it's good if it's quieted down a bit out there. So I'll just do my last little bit of rainbow here, and I'll finish that up. There we go, teeny tiny last little arch here. There we go. Cute little, slightly wonky rainbow for my love heart necklace. I'll just tie that with another thread there. Yes, I didn't need much string, much thread at all for that one. There we go. So that one I'm going to pair with my other green and stitch around again using the green thread. All right. Oh gosh. Need to have another cup of tea. Okay, so I'm gonna leave you there. You can keep going, finishing up your little hearts, and I'd love to see them and what you chose to do to personalize them. Let me bring the other ones here. Yeah, and I'd just love to see your finished hearts when you're all done. I'm gonna finish that one up in a few minutes. I hope you have a great rest of your day and a nice relaxed morning, finishing your sewing on a Sunday. Yeah, the next one will be March the 12th, back to Saturdays, which is February is always so busy for me. And I just ran out of days, and I wanted to make sure we got these done before Valentine's Day. So that's why today was on a weekend, so on a Sunday. I try to avoid that as much as possible. So thank you for joining me. And if you're on the replay, let me know how your hearts turned out. And again, so sorry about my froggy throat. So just swap you around now. There we go. Bring you down. There we go. So I hope that you enjoyed that, and I look forward to seeing your hearts, and I will catch up with you again very soon. Yeah, thanks so much. I'm just gonna not talk the rest of the day, so thanks for bearing with me, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.